Anyhow, speaking of this gaming set, on the bottom left corner of Inside and Out, we have the red Protoss. It is the killer for Team NoCap. Hello, hello. I'll introduce the other player as well. In the meantime, on the top right corner of Inside and Out, we have the blue Terran. It is Nicky Lemming for PigPan.
You know, I just realized I did that all on mute.
Oh well, that happens. Happens a lot.
Yeesh. This is what happens, right? You have yard work going around, you hear the snow, you hear the leaf blow or something like that, you put yourself on mute, you forget about it, you introduce the character, and then you go, oh, I guess he's not introducing him.
Anyhow, let's avoid pointing out your mistakes. We've done that quite so much in the game before, so we don't need to do it again. We can instead look at the wolf from Daikila, who went for a I don't really know how to wall this map, so I'll just go the lazy way and build everything in here.
This is not even a wall, though. I mean, you could at least have the Reaper wall over close by the assimilators, yeah?
Yeah. But when you say I'm too lazy to do that, you can just place everything beside the Nexus and be fine with it.
Sure.
Reaper first from Nicky Lemming, is going for a low ground CC, very standard build so far. 21 supply depot, so no supply blocks will be had there. Cybercore for the killer in the meantime, who will be able to shoot out the Reaper, who also had to waste some time on a probe in the main base. Nicky Lemming though already taking the first kill. That's always nice to have as a Terran.
Everything looking pretty standard so far.
Kind of a bit of an oversaturation on the gas here for the killer. Nothing to be too concerned about.
That's Protoss.
Yeah.
You're never too unhappy with that. All right, 5 is a little bit too much there, buddy. But you're never too unhappy to have a lot of gas, you know?
Yeah.
Archons are a pretty good unit, so I hear.
That's a miss micro on the Reaper, and it will cost a Reaper's life. Nice catch by the killer. Taking the first actual combat unit out. And
those custom games. First blood!
Bunker on the natural for Nicky Lemming, who wants to really be secure against his depth. I'm pretty sure one Marine does not trade out against the depth, but 2 more will be built here. Actually, the killer could have committed into the shade, noticing just 1 Marine. Might have been scared, maybe there are more in the high ground, but yeah. 1-1-1 by Nicky Lemming, who's going for a very defensive build so far. I would have expected Widow Mines instead of Hellions, but maybe just maybe this is a Hellion drop. That would be fun. Maybe not for the Protoss. Well, the early game is never fun for the Protoss anyway. Especially when there is Terran on the other side and everything they do is pain. Pain for you. Alright, the Marines are going out to shoot out the Adept. The Adept shading in, and I think that Oak muted himself again.
No, I'm still here.
Ah, sorry. Didn't hear you for a long time.
Oh, you were talking.
Ah. Uh-huh. Alright, medevac going out.
Always over talk, you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, all good.
It can be annoying.
All good. Everything fine.
No, it's all
right.
good.
This is a double prompt for a Terran player who's going for a Hellion Harass on the third and a drop on the main. Very good call here by a Terran player.
Yeah, but it does get spotted by that observer here, so
Wait.
we have... Ooh, Blink Stalker's going to clean this up. How many...
my
Ooh, 4 Marines down. That's going to get cleaned up.
Very nice reaction by the killer. Recall on the natural. do not pull probe
There you
against
go.
the
Only
Hellions
pulling a
though.
couple of probes.
That's
Nice
it.
split. Yeah, alright, yeah.
Okay.
That's not too bad.
5 probes for losing the whole like harass squad is not the best, but it's still some damage you put on the Protoss, so it's not as bad as it looks, maybe. Hopefully.
I mean, that was 7 Marines, medevac, 3 Hellions for 6 probes. That's not a good trade.
Yeah, but probes are a good unit. They
Probes are
very good value. Anyhow, this force from Nightkiller might even deal a lot of damage, as he has Blink to try and blink on the main base. We only have a Raven in here, so actually the Raven will spot the Observer, and the Marines might clean the Observer up, and without the Observer, oh, too late.
Still get in. We got these Marauders coming up here.
Still, the Siege Tank deals so much damage against the Stalkers. They are forced to blink out, basically losing most of the Stalkers for just a few Terran units. That's a good trade by Sneaky, who needs to find some good trades to get back into the game, as he lost his main harass squad for basically nothing.
You know, riddle me this. The Raven didn't have enough energy for an interference matrix, but can you do that on an Observer and doesn't remove its detecting capability if it does?
No. Vision and all those stats still stay on a unit. And
well, it was interesting for while it lasted.
The fun thing about it is that you don't even need the detection capabilities, you just need the vision from a unit. That's the only reason you have an Observer at this point. Actually, many people go for a War Prism instead.
Yeah.
These days. Just because it flies and it's off a robo. Third base
still sharking around the maps, trying to be observant of this third base landing here. Meanwhile, he's saturating. Actually, this economy is really booming. Look at this.
Yeah, 68.
We got like 70 pros over here. 3 more on the way.
My god. That's a lot of probes. Stalkers finding a little bit too much of an army that they can try and deal with. So they decide to back off, and Sneaky Lemming convincingly takes his third.
You don't suppose there's going to be like a 3-base push of something? No. He's posturing to take a 4th. Yeah, there it goes down. Okay. So we're just settling into a nice macro game here between Team and P. So, a couple of Stalkers. There you go. Blink over the rocks. Always nice. Looking to push out, make something happen. 3 tanks.
It's a little bit of a problem for the Protoss player, as he's losing most of the forward spotting, but this rallying from Sneaky Lemming is not really doing him too many favors, as he loses some of his units for basically free. Another double drop going into the main base of the Protoss, looks like, while the main force of Sneaky is trying to force the army on the front.
Yeah, the killer is still expecting an attack. Right, he did force up the siege up, so that does slow down Sneaky's attack. But now he's put out these forward zealots here to see if he can spot something. I think he's probably going to be thinking, I don't think there's a push coming soon. I think he probably went back home.
On the bright side, this puts so much attention into Daikila going front that he doesn't really notice this double drop going into his main base, even though there is an Observer just up the base. This forces a recall in the main base, but this is a tiny
decision
force.
as a Terran player. As soon as you see that recall, you have to make a decision. Do I pick up or do I commit?
Actually, committing looks like the good call, as he managed to trade out with most of the army, and now just Colossi are here to defend this third base as he picks up. Though at the same time, we had a little bit of a run by hook that costed 2 more SCVs for Sneaky. An auto turret on the third. Very cool move by Sneaky, who's dealing more and more damage to the economy of the Protoss, and Protoss is back on 57 probes.
Yeah, this is really good economic damage from Sneaky. This is exactly what he needed to kind of get back into the game. Wish he would. Yeah, he's still continuing SCV production, getting those 2/2 upgrades, right? Plus 2 almost finishing, so he's going to have a little bit of a timing window if he wants to go make something happen across the map. As we go right into a fusion core. Is it for range libs, I'm guessing?
And probably because we have a reactor on the starboard.
Yeah.
Liberators already going out to try and deal some harass damage, but they are spotted by the main army of the killer. This also puts Sneaky Lemming in a position where he knows the movement of his opponent, and he can try and siege up the preemptively siege up the tanks to try and defend it. This force I don't think will be enough to crack Sneaky Lemming if his army is positioned correctly, but otherwise this packs a lot of punch. Tiny bit of a run by here on the third will deal some damage from the
I think it's mostly just the friendly fire.
That's
that was doing most of the damage
like
here.
from
Just
me.
four SCVs go down. That's not too
lag spikes. I love them. Who doesn't love lag spikes?
I don't.
Well, nobody does. As a matter
No.
of fact. Storm. Do we have Storm? We don't have Storm. It's not in the research tab, so
It's going to be disruptors. Yeah, we've already got one on the field. Got a couple of Archons. More disruptors on the way.
We
Fifth
don't
base
have
down.
a... Oh, you actually do have a Ghost Academy so far. Do we also have the upgrades? No, we don't have any upgrades for the coasts, but... Oh, another Liberator goes down just to army movement from the killer. Another attack in here, but there are so many Liberators and tanks, it's not really an option to fight into this.
Yeah. We have a little Liberator going out to
That's
harass the main.
Brave
Hopefully
mode.
while Sneaky the breathing room, he needs to take a fourth. Goodness, he really needs that fourth. He was supply blocked for quite a long time there. Just a few seconds ago, and he's floating a lot of cash.
And he's fighting against Protoss who's going into a fifth base. DTs are gonna be moved from the killer, trying to deal even more harass damage. I don't think harass damage is going to function at all against this Terran player who's just basically turtling on 3 bases so far. Cancelled base on the 5th. Very good call by the killer, but this force will die. No buts, no ifs.
See how much it can get done though. It looks like he's going to be diving in, going for the economics kills.
Right click in the probes as well. Super battery forced out of the Protoss, a little bit too preemptive in my opinion, but might have saved a few
I like
probes.
this run by setup by the killer here. He's got 3 DTs. He knows that there's no detection in the third. So look at that. He's just queuing them right up. He's going to snipe these tanks, one into the SCV line.
Oh,
This is going to cause some chaos with Sneaky's push. This might things a little more disorganized. Look at that. 3 tanks go down.
A few Marines as well.
A couple of SCVs. Some Marines. This is very successful with these 3 DTs.
Yeah. I was not expecting, but the killer managed to find a point in time. Oh, that's a good disruptor hit.
Yeah.
Where Sneaky Lemming was not at home, and the T's found a lot of success.
Yeah. It also distracted a little bit. And because of that, Tequila took a really nice disruptor hit.
Alright, Liberators though are dealing so much damage, and this force of Sneaky, even though the army supply is not too much into his advantage, and the killer is in a defensive position that usually puts him in an advantageous spot, these Liberators are still dealing so much damage. I think what Sneaky needs to do at this point is leapfrog a little bit of these Libs a little bit forward to try and force this army out of the third base and maybe try to snipe it.
Yeah. Would also like to see a little bit of splitting of the army, right? It feels like Sneaky can't quite engage into Tequila's army, and Tequila can't quite engage into Sneaky. At least not quite yet.
Alright.
Oh, big unsiege. Oh no, this was just bad timing right here. Oh my gosh, so many Liberators going down. 3, 4 of them.
Basically all of them for almost free, even though at the same time we do have a Liberator dealing some counter damage in here.
Rally there.
Here it is.
You know, what I would really like to see is also +2 ship weapons. Just because the Liberator is the highest damage per second unit in the game. And with that +2 upgrade, you can 2-shot Stalkers. So that really does make a big difference there.
We do have Ghosts at the moment, so they will be able to MP these force, who is very MP susceptible, as most Protoss forces are.
Gonna be a little bit dicey hold. We got a run by going in, slowing down the army rotation, the defensive rotation of a Sneaky. Liberator sieging up.
Liberator's not enough to really show away. Oh, those disruptors are so...
Nice. A little bit too late in that second.
The Disruptor are dealing so much damage to Sneaky at the moment, and at the same time we also have a run by of just Zealots in the natural base of Sneaky, who's losing more and more. Well, everything. He's behind in most regards. He's half the supply of his opponent, most of it in the army supply, and it's not a good situation to be for the Terran player who's struggling.
Your army supply exceeds that of the total supply of your opponent. You're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah, I guess you are. The refinery is going to burn down. That's also very unfortunate. As Nick Lemming realizes the position he is in, and